If somebody's talking to me, I can't hear anything going on in the room right now. I think you're muted. The city's muted. The council. I can hear now.
Awesome. Could you address the council on your project?
What do we got going on?
Marijuana release.
Try it again.
Test.
Test. Test. I know.
Chris,
Yeah,
can you hear?
I can hear. The echo is gone.
Maybe
Sounds
we're
good
okay.
from my end too.
All right, could you comment on this item on the agenda and your post development of the 22 lots on 29 acres that the city currently owns?
Yeah, Chris, just real quick, I gave an intro to the project, but you couldn't hear us, but the council has heard, so maybe if you can just kind of give them an update on what you're thinking and see if they have any questions.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we are currently intending on developing out the property as it was, the previously approved map was approved in July 2006 with the larger lot subdivision. So our intention would be to proceed ahead with this development as it was originally intended, doing the larger lots. They're about 51,000 square feet, they range. And then the type of homes that we would build on the property, once we re-entitled the property and got it all set, then we would go into construction on the different homes. And we're thinking between kind of 2,000, 3,000 square foot, like ranch style houses. On these larger lots like this, it seems maybe like a, larger, little on the, like a second tier up home. In some cases, it's a larger home subdivision. We have another property like this similarly going in up in the Humboldt County area that are on a 1 acre or larger lots. And that product seems to fit for this location and these size lots. So that's really our plan.
Great, thank you. We'll open the public hearing. Do we have any comments here in the audience? If not, I believe we have some written correspondence, Madam Clerk. Could you read those, please?
Sure, one moment. The first is from Lindsay Heap, who submitted a written emailed comment, who states, "Good afternoon, my name is Lindsay Heap. I live at 2895 Old Highway 53, directly across from the proposed sale and purchase of 2890 Old Highway 53 to Danco Development. I was hoping this property would be taken off the agenda, to be honest. My family and I moved here 3 years ago after living in our fifth wheel for 16 months in front of our burned home in Hidden Valley Lake that had also taken the lives of our 6 toy Chihuahua puppies. We were harassed by Hidden Valley Lake Association because we had to live in our trailer since that was all that was pretty much saved. And they were coming by taking photos and sending nasty letters asking us to vacate. After finally having enough, we started thinking of moving. We looked at tons of houses, and then we found this house, 2895 Old Highway 53, which was a dream home for us, especially after all we've been through. Not to mention it's on the same street as my husband's work. How lucky we've been to live in such a beautiful home with beautiful views both front and back. And my husband gets to skateboard to work. I enjoy waking up, opening up my kitchen blinds and seeing the views of the pasture and the sunrise in the morning from my front windows. Our street is for the most part quiet, except when travelers use this street as a racetrack. My neighbors are all amazing. We have grown accustomed to our surroundings and we love the fact that there's few houses on nice sized properties. We look out for one another and enjoy our quiet, small neighborhood. Putting 22 homes affects all of our livelihoods. And honestly, in a positive way, we would have loved, and honestly, in a positive way, we would have loved to have had the opportunity to purchase this property for $100,000 so that we could build stables for horses and neighboring animals. A place kids and family could ride their horses, take lessons, and have a place to board animals as well, and yet still appreciate the beauty of keeping the pasture open. I'm hoping it's not too late. Go at least be open to all possibilities of this land. We would have loved the opportunity as well as I know others would have also. Thanks for listening." The second comment emailed is from Sean Heap, who writes, I'm writing and will keep it simple and short. I live at 2895 Old Highway 53. Moved here for the beauty of the country atmosphere on our block and our community. This property would be great for 4-H and to help kids in school with learning 4-H as well as any other livestock potential. I would not want to bring in more homes to add to the traffic that is already existing. The county and our community is a beautiful country setting. I would like to see it remain that way for our little country ranch style community. Thank you. The road to success is always under construction. And that concludes email comments.
Do we have any comments on Zoom?
You have one comment, Mr. Mayor, or one hand raised.
Okay. Please.
Go ahead, Elizabeth.
Hi, it's Elizabeth with Lake County News. Just a couple questions. I missed Alan's intro, but I do have the staff report. I was curious, how long has the city owned this property and why was it originally purchased? How long is the project expected to take to build it out? And I guess, is this what you would call like mid-market housing? I know that's been a concern that the city has wanted to see more of that developed.
Mr. Laura, did you address the first question?
Yes, I'll try. So as far as when the city took ownership, and I'm not 100% sure, the previous developer that had the map adopted and lost the property, the redevelopment agency purchased it. I think it was probably fairly shortly after that. I'd have to look up that date in the tax records. I think there was a third question in there where that maybe Mr. Dart will have to answer as far as the time frame. I mean, I believe we have some generous time frames in the proposed purchase and sale agreement, but I believe their intent would be to begin developing at some point next year when the apartment project is underway. I'll let him confirm that. But certainly, you know, this is the most difficult type of housing to develop in either Clearlake or Lake County. I don't know of another subdivision like this. This is underway anywhere in the county. And, you know, some of the comments we heard from the public about selling this for $100,000, I mean, the market value in normal situation for a property like this is, you know, significantly above $100,000, and the reason that it's been offered at this is just simply to encourage housing development of this type. So, you know, the taxpayers have invested in purchasing this property, and I think letting it sit as green space is probably not a real option, at least from my perspective. And if it was to be utilized for some other use, such as horse stable or something like that, the value would be dramatically different. $100,000, but this is just an effort to encourage the housing development that's needed so bad. So that's my response, unless there's any other things that I've missed.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Any other questions on Zoom? Chris, maybe you can answer the question of what your schedule for construction would be on the house itself.
Yeah, so we're going to get going on the entitlement piece right away. And, you know, we've anticipated that could take as long as 6 to 12 months to get through that. But I think, as Alan said, that's a pretty conservative estimate. But we're going to, you know, certainly start tackling it right away, first of the year. And then, yeah, we're going to build it out while we're under construction on the affordable project at the same time concurrently. That's one of the ways in which we can make it work, is by having you know, having already being there under construction on another project. We get some efficiencies that way. So that's our intent, is to, you know, go into it right away.
Great, thank you. If there are no more comments, we'll close the public hearing. Is there any more comments?
Well, I just want to add on, so make sure the council's clear. I think I put some mention in the staff report, but like these other redevelopment agency properties, the redevelopment agency oversight board, the county will have to approve this after the council acting as the successor agency does. So we'll schedule that. These type of sales have to be a 10-day notice and a public hearing there. So it'll be hopefully sometime in January if we can get the get that scheduled with the county. But I just wanted to clarify that. See if you have any additional questions about it. I mean, this is something that's been through kind of that process before, and the oversight board had said that they were okay with this type of deal. So I don't expect any problems. That's but it is a couple of hoops we got to jump through.
Great. We close the public hearing. Any comment here from council?
I'm ready to make a motion.
Actually, I do want to make a comment. I mean, this is the first project that is, market rate or close to market rate housing, which the city sorely lacks. So I'm really excited that this is happening because we really need this. This is a place where nurses and school teachers and those kind of professions can live, and we don't have that in this town at this point. Anyone?
Nope.
Mr. Vice Mayor Purdock has
Actually, I left it up. I was going to make a comment, but you covered it.
okay. Very good.
And actually, I was going to make a comment.
Go ahead.
I was going to make a comment leading into my making a motion that if Councilman Coffey has something to say. No, I would agree fully with what you just said as well. That subdivision it's been subdivided that way for a number of years, sitting there waiting for the right moment. I am thrilled that Danco, Chris, your company is stepping in to do this, and it's something we really need. And with that, Mr. Mayor, as Clearlake successor agency, I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number SA-2021-04, a resolution of the successor agency to the City of Clearlake Redevelopment Agency approving a purchase agreement for property at 2890 Old Highway 53, Clearlake, and recommending the Lake County Development Agency Oversight Board approve the agreement. And read it in title only.
Very good. We have a motion. We have a motion by Councilman Kramer and a second by Vice Mayor Purdock. All in favor?
Aye.
Right, we'll move on.
Thank you, Chris.
Another part of that, or
Appreciate that. We go to item number 12, discussion and consideration of purchase agreement of the property located at 6461 Manzanita Avenue and 6452 Francisco Avenue. The floor.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. So these two properties, you'll recognize as two kind of light blue self-storage facilities just to the west of the 18th Avenue and Highway 53 intersection. So as you know, we've been doing a lot of things related to the airport retail development with our intersection and road design extending 18th Avenue from Highway 53 west to Old Highway 53. In order to have a safe and attractive intersection there, there's a need to construct the road through one of these parcels. And so we've been talking to the current owner for some time and have reached an agreement on a sales price, which was $550,000. And anyway, so what I'm asking is that you give me the authority to execute a purchase agreement for those properties for that amount. And I think closing should be within 45 to 60 days. He has to give notice to the tenants to remove their things, which I believe is already underway. And once the personal property is removed, then we'll be able to close. So happy to address any questions, Councilor.
Council, have any questions from Mr. Flora? If not, we open to public hearing. Do you have any comments in public at this point? If not, are there any public comments on Zoom, Madam Clerk?
There are no comments from Zoom.
Okay, we'll take it back to the council for action.
ready?
Yep.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the purchase of property located at 6461 Manzanita Avenue and 6452 Francisco Avenue, Clearlake, and authorize the city manager to execute any necessary documents to complete the sale.
Second.
We have a motion by Councilman Kramer and a second by Councilman Claffey. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
City council is adjourned at this point
Closed session.
to closed session.
I'll hang tight on the line and join you guys in closed session. That's all right.
All right, Mr. Schultz, and this is time for closed session. Just ask you to leave.